Hey, what's up guys, Chelsea, welcome back to more Witch on the Holy Night. Last time we left off having started chapter 4 where we had Aoko trying to come up with a bit of a plan on how to deal with the person that spotted the not murder that occurred. Well, I mean, I guess they murdered a mannequin, but it's not really. Yeah, not what they were going for. And yeah, now this time I guess we'll be attempting to. I assume Alco's gonna be figuring out who it actually was that spotted them. Cause she said she thought that it would pop up today, so you know, and we'll see. But anyway, the following day was a typically overcast one. This is right after she came up with her plan, or the day out. Well, you know, like 8 hours later after. Yeah, whatever. Following day was a typically overcast one. The day's classes ended as they had started, uneventfully. Yeah, fair enough. Winter break was just around the corner, and with it, final exams. Although Misaki High prided itself on discipline, it was still a private school, and as such promoted a culture of independence among students. Industrious students had a place to explore that side of themselves under the guardianship of the student council president. More easygoing students could spend their time after school as they wished, as long as they were mindful of personal responsibility. The fact that the poster boy of independence was a student council vice president indicated just how vast the spectrum was. Yeah.
Aozaki, iruga?
Damn, he said one thing, he just said hi, or he just yoo-hoo, and she's already annoyed, it looked like. Tobimaru Tsukiji threw open the door to the satellite student council room? What? The rumored location for their secret meetings. It was satellite? I don't know. Despite all appearances, he was the student council vice president, who also happened to be the poor soul responsible for executing the student council's dirty work. One person was waiting for him in the cramped room. The student council president, Aoko Awazaki, sat imperiously in a folding chair, glaring at Tobimaru and his boisterous entrance.
相変わらず寒いな、この部屋。なあ、今度ストーブ購入しようぜ。
Yeah. I mean, I like the cold personally, so I don't know. But I guess if it's like 40 degrees, then that's like, okay. Then maybe that's a little cold, but I don't know. So as not to succumb to Aoko's oppressive silence, Tobimaru opened with some casual small talk.
お疲れ様。ところであんた、何しに来たのか分かってる？
No.
まあな。ただ、事務的に話すのって寒いじゃねえか。少しぐらい世間話でもしねえとつまらねえだろ。
I mean, not really. I mean, I guess, but I don't know. Tobimaru closed the door and sat down across from Aoko. He was holding a blue envelope.
こういう時は無駄口は叩かない方がいいわよ。
Is that envelope pertaining to the looking into the students' personal time and what they were doing last night, or the night before anyway?
なんとなくプロっぽいでしょ。
なる。いや。
Tobimaru was halfway to agreeing with Aoko before he caught himself and began to shake his head. As much as Tobimaru enjoyed the lack of red tape in his new line of work, he was not ready to turn full spy on his first day on the job.
それで、調べ終わったの？
ああ、ついさっき最後の聴取を済ませて
But
き
he
た。
should know who it was because of... Okay.
詳しいことはその封筒に入ってる。お前から渡された例のファイルもそんなか。
Interesting. He tossed the envelope onto the table.
そう
Aoko picked it up and began to scan through the documents that were inside. She entered her own little world, not sparing the slightest bit of attention for Tobimaru. Yeah, I mean, fair. Fair enough. If ignoring other people were a skill, she would be a master at it. Except for Sojiro, apparently.
なあ
何
Can't really ignore him.
聞きたいんだけどよ
だから何
The room was filled with a chilling silence. Aoko continued reading without an ounce of emotion upon her face. Though Tobimaru kept up an air of indifference, his stare remained fixed intently on her.
青崎そういうの作って楽しい
Maybe a little bit.
楽しいわけないでしょこんなの作ったところであんまり使う機会なんてないんだから
Yeah, fair, I guess.
そうかならいい
He's like, yeah, I totally believe you. Yeah, for sure. Whether or not he was convinced, Tobimaru stood up from his chair with a disappointed expression.
最後まで読めばわかるだろうがあんまり確証は取れなかったぜ
It's fine.
と
It's
いうよ
fine.
り一昨日あの辺りにいた生徒はいないって話になりそうだ
Bruh.
まあ断定はできないけどな
Sojiro literally told you he was in... Maybe he's not wanting to sell Sojiro out, I guess, but like he... No longer concerned over his task, Tobimaru headed toward the door. As if to say it was out of his hands.
とそうだ
Yeah?
そういえば一人だけ該当しなかったやつがいる季節外れの転入生までは青崎も調べきれなかったみてえじゃねえか
Mm-hmm. Aoko raised her head ever so slightly. He was right. The recent transfer student was not included within the scope of her investigation.
そんなわけでその字に関しては調べてないぜ
But you know already.
まあいつならいつだろうと遅くまでバイトだろうがいや人殺しを見たなんてこと口走ってるようじゃ
Okay.
家で悪い夢でも
Well,
見てたのかもしれねえか
there goes not selling him out. Tobimaru cheerfully left the student council room. Oh boy. She's like, oh fuck. Simultaneously, Aoko felt her fingers go numb, and the documents she was holding spilled all over the table. Yeah, didn't think about that one, huh, Aoko?
そんなまさかね
Isn't it? Isn't it possible? She broke out into a cold sweat and tried to tell herself that there must be some kind of mistake. Uh-huh. However, the uncomfortable feeling in her gut would simply not go away. Yeah. Perhaps because her intuition was almost always right at times like these.
バカらしい
No, not kidding you. Not kitten you. Aha, get it, kitten? No? Shoot. So hang on, I'm just changing something. But yeah, no, definitely not kidding you. And yet she knew what she had to do. She would not have hesitated to kill Tobimaru if he'd been the witness. Wow. Rude. Rude much? But if it was him, just considering the possibility caused her blood to run cold. And why is that, Aoko put her forehead in her hands and began to brood. And then suddenly... Let us talk choice. You will always be faced with choices. A virtuous fool and a wicked sage. You cannot save both. You must pick one. That is the freedom granted to you. Two years earlier, Alco muttered the words offered by her grandfather the day she replaced her elder sister as his successor, and let out a sigh of lament.
すごくバカみたい。
She laughed at her own intuition. Yeah, but it was no joke. If only those words had never been said. What to do, huh? Alco locked up the student council room and left for the day. Calmly, as though nothing untoward had happened, she greeted the students as they passed her in the halls. She was almost shocked by how natural she seemed. There were still plenty of students at the school. The grounds were noisy with the chattering of students who had finished the day, but had yet to head home. Others still had club activities. The gray sky looked ready to pour, but nobody seemed to pay it any mind. Amidst the clamor, Alco hastened to the school gate. She passed by some students in animated conversation. They seemed to be talking about their after-school plans. Apparently, they were adamant about maximizing their free time. She couldn't figure out how they could possibly be so irresponsibly focused on fun, but at the same time, was in no mood to make fun of or feel envious of them. 2 short years prior, she had been just like them.
根は冷めてるのかな、私って。
Yeah, maybe. I could definitely see that. She retied her scarf, this time more tightly to give off an air of solitude, but she was fooling no one. After all, what people who feign solitude are really masking is rejection. Yeah, I guess. I wouldn't know.
そうよね。孤独っていうのはああいうのを言うもんでしょうし。
The area by the school gate was busier than usual. A group of boys appeared to be huddled behind it. Their transparent attempts to be discreet in terms of both location and loudness of voices did nothing to hide the fact that they were noisily arguing about a girl standing alone on the other side of the street. Is it Alice? It's probably Alice. Yeah. Yeah, I figured. The girl was cloaked in a black cape. At first glance, it could have been mistaken for normal attire, but those from Misaki could tell that she wore the uniform of a prestigious girls' school. Said school had no connection to Misaki High in any way, shape, or form. The two schools were miles apart both physically and spiritually. A member of that school's student body was a rare sighting, as the majority were forced to live in the school dorm. Rayan Girls' Academy had a reputation as a school for princesses, and it was rare indeed for one to be slumming with the common folk. That alone would have been enough to cause a ruckus among the boys, but this girl looked the epitome of class. One couldn't help but describe the standing figure as charming. Yeah, I guess so. The way she silently, motionlessly waited was reminiscent of a meticulously composed portrait. Alco took one look at her before instantly recalling that one word. Solitude.
まったくうちの男子どもは家に帰りもせず陰でこそこそやってるのはそういうこと。
Honestly, probably not. Disgusted, Alco barged through the gate. At this point, she would normally head home, but today, she crossed the street toward the waiting girl. I like how they had to throw in the sama.
くそ、おっぱらう気なのかよ。
痛いんならいつまでだっていさせてあげればいいじゃんか。
That's not quite right, but
てか怒られるのあの天使。
you know, color scheme wise, she's more fallen angel rather than angel, but sure.
よその生徒でも校門前にいるぐらいなら別に問題はないと思う。
Man, they all really have a bad opinion of Aoko, huh?
青子女子は容赦ねえからな。下手すると平手だぜ、平手。
I'm waiting for Aoko to start talking to her normally and for Alice to respond normally, and the boys just being like, the fuck? What the fuck is happening here? Yeah, her exasperation's, that's fair. The boys ran their mouths behind her back. I'm not in the mood to shut them up. Aoko walked right up to the girl and offered an informal wave.
どうしたのアリス。こんなところに来たって何も面白いことはないって言ったのに。
ありえね
Yeah, for real. Aoko heard the boys by the gate lose their collective minds and did her best to ignore them. Yeah.
あのことを確かめに。青子。
Yeah?
あの人たち邪魔なんだけど。
Yo. Man. Too true.
分かってる。今追っ払うから。
In contrast to Alice's small voice, Aoko spoke loud and clear. Naturally, this was on purpose, so as to deal with the riffraff by the gate all at once.
会長こっち来んぞ。
Better flee!
おい押すなよ。後ろのやつどけって。俺校舎に逃げるから。いやでもあの子会長と知り合いなんでしょ。うまく会長に紹介してもらうとか。
She'll totally introduce you, right? Of course, totally.
さすが一年坊主、まだ戦場の現実ってもんを理解していねえ。よし、死の間際までいい夢見ろよ。
Go for it, bud. Do it. Perhaps because too many of them had gathered in one place, the mob entered a frenzied panic as they tried to escape. Escape, huh? Aoko addressed them all.
さーて、部活動があるわけでもなし、ただ家に帰るだけの帰宅部の皆さん、こんなところで何を集まってるのか教えてくれる？
Gawking at the pretty girl from the private school? The student council president stared daggers at the boys.
何しろ試験前だもの。
Yeah?
身になることなら私も教えてほしいけど、まさかガン首並べて女学院のお嬢様を眺めてただけなんてことはないわよね。
Yeah, horrible.
声をかける勇気もなくて眺めてただけなんてこと。
Ooh, yo, she's got a point. Y'all were cowards. I ain't gonna lie. Not one of them was brave enough to admit that this hit the nail on the head. If any of them had such courage, they would have already been chatting the young lady up.
いや、僕教室にちょっと忘れ物が。
Yeah, right. Forgot something, Totally.
こ
Believe
んな
you.
オチならダメ元で玉砕しとくんだった。天文部に行って双眼鏡借りるのどうだ。屋上からお顔を賜るとか。
Binocular, steal binocular, dude. Y'all are something. Like, bruh. But plus, it's really fucking creepy. Like, she just stare at them with binoculars, or I guess specifically Alice. But like, that's just weird.
天文部にそんなのねえよ。あるとしたら野鳥同好会じゃね。
I mean, the astronomy club has probably like a telescope, which would probably be better, honestly. Unless you want to take it on the go. If you want to take it on the go, then yeah, binoculars would probably be better.
それ先月会長が潰したじゃん。鳥めでてる暇があるなら彼女作れって。
As in she destroyed the clubs, or she destroyed the binoculars? But okay.
ああ、彼女作れですか。すみませんっす。今日は裏口から帰るっす、ザキさん。
Man, I feel bad for these guys.
さあ、じゃあな会長、また明日。
And you at least say goodbye. That's nice. And with those oh so charming remarks, the boys scattered with their tails between their legs.
楽しそうね、青子。
She seems exasperated more than anything, I think.
あ、わかる？
Oh, the scary. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. Don't give that face. Aoko's response slipped out all too easily. In truth, there were not that many bad apples at Misaki High, and dealing with them wasn't really that bad.
で、ここまで出向くってことは何か分かったの？
That's a good question.
結界に残っていた気配の識別は、あとはここで確かめればいいだけよ。
Oh, I think Aoko's got an idea.
そう。ん？アリス、いつからここに？
下校時刻から。
So like an hour ago, 40 minutes ago, 30? Yeah, an hour. So she'd been here for roughly an hour. Standing in the same place for an hour would be taxing for someone as sensitive to the cold as Alice.
悪いわね、無理させて。
別に好きでやってることだから。
Oh, okay, fair. That's fair. As she spoke, her black eyes were fixed upon the gate and the students passing through it. She had likely been observing the gate in this manner for the past hour.
私を待ってたわけじゃないんでしょ？今からでも付き合うわ。
The man, the typos in the translation trip me up sometimes, because your warrant, like I get what they're trying to say. It's you were or you're whatever. That's just, I don't know. It hurts. Alice nodded in assent. If Alice was still here, it meant she hadn't found the witness yet. If she had found the student, Alice would have already gone home ahead of Aoko and begun to research the student's background.
私の方はダメだった。
Yeah? Okay, yeah, totally. Now, why are you lying, though? That's what I want to know. She reported the results of Tobimaru's investigation. Alice remained silent. With that, the conversation ended, leaving the two to silently endure the freezing wind. Uh-huh. Alice must know she's lying, right? Or at least refraining from telling the whole truth. The silent stakeout dragged on endlessly. Students continued to pass the gate, each shocked at the sight of the unusual combo, and head home. After 20 minutes, Aoko let a sigh escape her mouth. Perhaps from boredom, perhaps from the cold, or perhaps from both.
ねえ、アリス。帰り黎明に寄ってかない？
Dawn. That's not really I don't think they've mentioned that before. Aoko quickly turned to Alice to catch her reaction. Dawn was the name of one of Aoko's oh, okay. Was the name of one of Aoko's favorite coffee shops. Oh, okay. No response. That's fine. offering no clear indication as to whether she was critical of Aoko's blaze attitude, or I think it's blasé, right? Blasé attitude, or agreeing to her whims. Alice's gaze shifted ever so slightly. Aoko followed her stare.
あれ、青崎も待ち合わせか?
Oh boy. The sudden voice took her off guard. There was only one person who spoke with this gentle, good-natured tone. Yep. And Alice now knows.
やっぱそうなるわけか。
Oh boy. Yeah. Turning her back to Alice, Aoko moved her focus to the newly appeared student.
それで、今日は何の用?
All politeness flew out the window. Already in a bad mood, Aoko's mood plummeted the longer she looked at Sojiro. The subtlety of her expression, however, was lost on him.
いや、これから駅前で水泳部の部長と待ち合わせなんだけど、そのことでお礼を言っておきたくて。
ん?
Thanks for what? Well, that was completely unexpected. Thanks. Joining a club. Aoko had a hunch that he was about to say something brainless.
ふーん。お礼ってお礼参りってこと?
What? Bruh. Fortunately, Sojiro was completely unaware of the more sinister implications to the word payback.
よくわからないけど、そんな大したことじゃないよ。ただ、水泳部は夏までそう忙しくないって話だったから。
So, yeah, Sojiro was just about to thank her for recommending a club that would not take up much of his time, when Aoko cut him off with an expression of disinterest.
当然でしょ。幽霊部員になりそうな生徒なんて紹介できないから。忙しいあなたでも務まりそうな場所があったから口に出しただけよ。
Right. You're totally not a nice person under all the gruff. Totally, for sure.
なるほど、無駄がないね。
Yep, very, very efficient. His open admiration for her sapped Aoko's will to fight. Finding a suitable club and negotiating with its captain hadn't been an efficient use of her time at all.
とにかくお世話になったから、それで礼を言っときたくて。
Oh boy, she won't be able to kill him. There's no way. Sojiro gratefully dipped his head, but not before the flustered Aoko stopped him.
よしてよ。今あなたにそんなことされても迷惑だから。
A headache from giving his sincere thanks? Oh.
それで、水泳部はどう? やっていけそう?
An awkwardness infiltrated her previously sharp gaze. Sojiro was able to pick up on the odd change in her behavior, but couldn't divine its reason. So he simply started with what he knew so far and reported the most recent information he had. Okay.
ああ、水泳部はクビになった。
What? Bro, what? How? Is it the bandages? Would he have to take them off and he couldn't? Or he can't?
なんでよ!
Aoko instinctively shouted at the unexpected response. Like a human jack in the box. This unexpected development threw her mind in a tizzy. Okay. Threw her mind in a tizzy, and she momentarily forgot the complicated feelings she had been wrestling with.
だって今から待ち合わせだって。
それは これからヤシロギの温水プールに連れて行ってくれるからだよ。
Oh, okay. Oh, can he not swim? Sojiro stated this very matter-of-factly to the still reeling Aoko. But no, because he said he was more comfortable swimming than running, so okay, I don't know.
話がつながらない。そこまでうまくいってるのに、どうして入部を拒否されるのよ、あんたは。
I wonder what Alice thinks of this conversation.
そりゃ、俺が泳げないからだろ。
You know, I know I said it before that I would, like, because he can't swim, but you heard me. I threw that idea away. I was like, no, because he said he was more comfortable swimming, but okay. Like, bro, how? Aoko reached up with her fingers and pinched the bridge of her nose. She processed his answer.
しずきくん、昨日の私の質問は覚えてる？走るのか泳ぐのか、どっちがいいかってやつ。
Yeah, that's what had me confused for a minute too. I was like, what? Like, there's no way he can't swim, right?
私の記憶は正しいけど、一応確認しておくわね。あなた、確かに泳ぐ方だって言ったけど。
Indeed, he did.
ああ、昔から泳げないのはなんとか克服したかったんだ。反対に走る方は得意だけど。
You should. That's one of those things that needs to get clarified. Like, that's not okay. That's not. You know, I guess I shouldn't be surprised he takes things in weird ways and doesn't pick up on, like, the subtleties of, like, questions and whatnot. So I guess I can't. No, I'm not gonna make an excuse for him on this one. That's just how do you take it? You know, he fucked up. That's on him. Her energy spent. Aoko finally understood.
俺が1年なら1から鍛えてくれたらしいんだけど、あと3ヶ月で3年になる身分なのに、金槌の部員は雇えないそうだ。
Yeah, no, I completely understand why they wouldn't.
けど部長が親身になってくれて、これから泳ぎを教えてくれることになったんだよ。
Okay, Captain's a good dude. At least that's nice. Sojiro's words were spoken from a place of joy, a fact that failed to reach Aoko.
はあ、つまり欠陥品を売りつけたってわけか。これ水泳部の部長に合わす顔がないと。
Hey, he's not defective.
ちょっと待った。
He's just. Oh, is the captain a girl? Oh, wait a minute. Yo, so she wanted to teach him to swim because. Okay. Sojiro got that the unspoken riz that he doesn't even realize. Okay, I see you.
しずきくん、水泳部の部長って。
She stopped herself short of a girl. Yeah. She was afraid of how that might look. That she might not be able to rein herself in if she started.
もういいわ。気持ちは分かったから、どこか遠くにいてくれない？少し疲れてて、とてもじゃないけどあなたの相手はしていられないの。
Yeah, no, understandable.
飛び丸もそんなことを言ってたな。青崎は昨日と今日、珍しく疲れてるって。何かあったのか？
Yeah, you could say that.
ちょっとね。でもいいの。解決したみたいだから。
Yeah, they found the source of her problems. That she did.
それより、しずきくんはどう見える？私、そんなに疲れて見えるのかな？
why had she asked him this? Yeah, why? Why would she care about what he has to say on that matter? Blurting out things for no reason and on impulse. This wasn't usual for Aoko. Perhaps it was because she realized this would be the last chance to have a normal conversation before you murder him, which it won't happen, but you know. After a few moments of contemplation, Sojiro conjured up a grin that cut straight to the tension.
そうだな。疲れているというより生き生きしているように見える。仕方なく畑を耕していた狼が久しぶりに狩りに出ることになって機嫌を上げている感じだ。
Yeah. If by plowing fields you mean searching for the person who watched her commit almost murder, and excited to finally go on a hunt means commit murder. Yeah. Yeah. He seemed so cheerful. Oh boy. Like he was so happy for her. Without thinking, Aoko's hands went to her cheeks. There's that Riz again. The accidental Riz. If what he said was true, then she was grinning from ear to ear. There was just no way she would have made such a mistake. Or no, okay, no, I thought they made a mistake there, but no, is right. If what he said were true, then she was grinning from ear to ear. Okay, yeah. There was just no way she would have made such a mistake. Yeah, totally.
とにかくありがとう。じゃあ、また明日。
Oh, I think you'll be seeing her earlier than that. And in a not social setting. Perhaps still not comfortable enough to wave to her, he said his goodbye with sincerity in his voice and smile, and took his leave.
待って。こんな話があるの。聞いてから言って。
Trying to confirm it, huh? Aoko called out after him. Her voice was cold as she admonished herself for having been somewhat affable earlier.
意味のない例え話よ。
Uh-huh.
そうね。あなたが空腹で死にそうな時、目の前に同じように空腹で死にそうな2匹の動物がいるとするわ。しずきくんに銃をあげる。それでどちらかの動物を撃って。右はライオンで、左は子猫。選ぶのはあなたの自由だから。
That is a kind of fucked up question. It was a fable-like moral dilemma. Especially the way in which it was cruel and rather preachy. Hang on, I'm getting messages I need to check. Give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. I had to reply to my mom. It was a fable-like moral dilemma. Especially the way in which it was cruel and rather preachy. The kind that if you thought too hard about, you would never find an answer. Sojiro answered quickly and calmly.
いや、撃たないと思うよ。だって自分の好きにしていいんだろ。それにほら、空腹ならお互い様だ。
Yeah? He was not in the least fazed by the dilemma. He gave the most innocent response. So innocent, in fact, that it would give anyone pause. But wasn't the... Wait, hang on, let me... And tells you to shoot... Yeah, no, it's someone is telling you to shoot one of them. So it's like, you can't just not shoot. But I guess he doesn't understand that I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. So innocent, in fact, that it would give anyone pause.
長生きするわ、あなた。
Is he?
すごいセリフだな。そんなことを言われたのは多分君が初めてだ。
Adorning his face was adorning his face was a smile wholly out of sync with his comment. Yeah?
何よそれ。
I guess the life expectancy in the mountains isn't high? Maybe? She regretted stopping him. If only she just watched him go, this conversation would have never happened. Yeah. Sojiro Shizuki made his way down the sloped street. Today, just like every day, he probably had to work late again. Only Aoko and Alice remained, with Alice doing what she could to simply blend in.
つくづくこっちのペースを乱してくれるわね。人畜無害の田舎者は。
Yeah, he has that effect. Aoko clenched her right fist tightly as she cursed out loud. Anything to prevent herself from screaming at the top of her lungs. Whether that scream would be directed toward Sojiro or toward herself is another matter entirely.
Aoko.
Yeah, she knows, Alice. She knows. Aoko heard Alice's soft voice behind her. Aoko knew what she was going to say, as she had known for the entire time. Ever since Alice, having shown no reaction to any of the other students, changed her expression upon seeing Sojiro.
言わなくてもいい。あいつでしょ、目撃者は。
Her voice was cold as ice. It was the voice of someone talking about a complete stranger. The lion and the kitten. There were pros and cons to choosing either of these animals, the point being that she asked him to choose one of them. In terms of risk, the lion was the more dangerous choice. The instant the gun was pointed at it, there was a chance it would fight back. Those who chose the lion required more courage, but any sense of guilt that came with holding a gun would be forgotten. Lions are fierce creatures. A poor excuse to shoot an animal, perhaps, but one that certainly helped alleviate the guilt. But what about the kitten, the weaker creature? It goes without saying that the kitten would be the easier target of the two, but choosing it would be a disquieting decision for anyone. Even if the kitten had no chance to survive, it was still too senseless to carry out. And to Aoko, Sojiro was that choice.
てっきり私もそうだと思ってた。
Okay, if Sojiro's the kitten, who's the lion? Because I'm assuming in this scenario, she's the person who has to choose. And so if Sojiro is, again, a kitten, is Alice the lion? Does she feel like she'd have to contend with Alice if she didn't want to kill Sojiro? Or what? When she had felt that sinking feeling in the student council room, she ignored it. There was no getting around what must be done, she told herself. Until, that is, Sojiro went and said what he did, causing her resolve to waver. But the discomfort in her chest did not stem from any guilt she may have felt. She could care less for Sojiro. He was weak, and would be incredibly easy to deal with. Yet for some reason, she couldn't dispel her reservations. A transfer student who moved to the city from the middle of nowhere, with no family to speak of. Few would notice if he were to suddenly disappear compared to a person of some renown. Yeah. If she were to kill him, it would be as simple as wringing a cat's neck. And it all served to just piss her off. It was too lucky. Luckily, like everything was neatly handed to her. She wanted to just drop kick it right into orbit.
信じられない。私嫌がってる。これは違う。
But it is. It is how it is.
私じゃない。
Standing behind her, Alice heard all of the muttering. Nevertheless, she seemed to ignore it and said,
首に布を巻いていたわね。
Finally! Finally someone says something about it! Thank you, Alice! A wholly unrelated topic, but one that I felt needed to be addressed at some point. So thank you. Aoko returned to his senses.
首？
ええ、水泳部の首とかけていたのかしら。
Alice had put much thought into this, as if it had a deeper meaning to her somehow. Okay.
そういえば、あいつ初めて会った時も首に布巻いてたっけ？襟を行儀よく締めてるから目立たないけど。
The conversation turned to idle nonsense. Yeah. And though it solved none of her current problems, it did help calm Aoko's frazzled nerves.
Thank you. 落ち着いたわ、アリス。それと、気合も入った。
Ready to go murder?
善は急げ。あいつが言いふらす前に決着をつけよう。
I don't think he will, though. But okay. Pumped once more, Aoko turned her back to the school gate. For now, they would retire to the mansion and prepare for battle. I don't think any preparation is needed. Like you said, he's a kitten. But okay.
いいけど、いつどこで彼を殺すの？
It's a good question. She said quietly, so as not to be overheard by anyone else. Normally, Aoko had to rein in that side of Alice, out in the open as they were, but this was far from a normal situation.
今日の夜、場所はとっておきの夢の国よ。
Huh? Okay. She gave a fearless laugh. A strangely pleasant sound, like the kind one would make when meeting their lover. That's interesting, I guess. Okay. That was chapter 4, the finale anyway. I'm gonna end off there, and next time will be Night of the Witches 1. Interesting. But anyway, like, okay, again, because there's the fucking, when you start up the game, there's a screen literally showing Sojiro in the mansion with Alice and Aoko in like a turtleneck. We haven't seen the turtleneck yet, so obviously that he's not gonna get killed. Well, at least not yet. So we'll see what Night of Witches has in store for us. But again, I'll catch y'all next time. Later.